It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a posh lager to show you, and this, well, it's a posh British lager, I should say. It's coming in at 4.1% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. Now we're seeing a lot more of this lately. A lot more of these kind of, it's by Forest Road Brewing Company. And this for me has the vibes of a, and please comment if you feel I'm wrong on this, an Anspach and Hobday, a premium lager of such a great quality that, well, it deserves to be called a posh lager. For many years in the UK, we've been driven down with quality. Your likes of Carlsbergs and your Heinekens, buying up lots of breweries and then dumbing down. Well, can anybody remember Carlingate? Carlingate was where they were brewing the beer supposedly, allegedly at 4% ABV. They were actually brewing it at 3.5% ABV, selling it for 4% ABV because in the UK, you're allowed a 0.5% discrepancy on your brewing. So the beer, the Carling was 3.5%. I think that was the killer for me. That was the killer for, not just, I never really drank Carling, never drank Carling. But for a lot of people, I think that was the moment. The moment where, well, certainly since Carlingate, because Carlingate was about 4 years ago now, maybe 5 years ago, 20, maybe even longer, maybe 6, 7 years ago now. 2018, 2019, Carlingate happened, and since then we've seen the rise of your Madries, your Birra Morettis, your posher continental lagers. But they're still not posh, are they? They're still not great beers. What we've seen over the last few years, and what people in the industry have been saying for such a long time, is that lager will have its moment. Oh, look at that. Coincidentally, I'm using my Anspach and Hobday Anspacher lager glass. Hope the brewery, I hope Forest Road don't mind too much. I just grabbed the glass off the cupboard and then already name checked Anspach and Hobday. But it was just an example of quality lagers coming through now. We'll get back to that story in a minute. Let's get back to the beer though. Two Finger Whitehead. I picked it up in Sainsbury's. It was £3.50, between £3 and £3.50 a can, and it was on a 4 for 3 deal. So you'd be picking this up at about £2.77 on a 4 for 3 deal, because you buy 3 cans, you get your 4 for 3, of course. Slightly hazy, very nice looking beer. Straw coloured. Let's get the aroma. Not much in the way of sediment in the bottom of the can. Glass. It smells good. It smells good. It's just a completely different aroma from, say, a Foster's. It's slight lager yeast coming through. There's slight, possibly Pilsner malts coming through. I've not seen the ingredients on the can yet. There's a kind of peppery spiciness going on in there. It smells really good. Really, really good. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Yeah. Pretty fantastic. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows, what a beer. Yes. I really want to get back to my story, but let me talk to you about the beer first, because I've been so excited for lager. I've been so excited for lager for a few years now. But flavour-wise, this has a very refreshing taste to it. There's a little bit of sweet malt to begin with, a little bit of carbonation. It's like a really good quality German lager. And there have been questions. There's been questions, like a bigger YouTube channel than mine has recently made a video asking that very question. Now, are British lagers now the standard bearer? Have British lagers, British craft lagers, become better than, say, German lager or Czech lager, which has always been seen as the standard bearer of lager? That was their question just the other week, July 20, or maybe June 2025. Oh. Pretty brilliant. Pretty brilliant. Nicely carbonated. A great British lager. I think the only thing where German beer now and Czech beer has the advantage is perhaps it boils down to price. Perhaps it's a situation of, can I afford £2.77 worth of beer? £2.77. Can I afford that? Like 4 cans of that a week. That's, say, let's call it £3 for now. 3, 6, 9, 12. That's £12 a week. That's £48 a month. £48 a month on 4, 8, 12, 16 cans of beer. That's 4 cans of this a week. That's where the Germans have probably got it a little bit more nailed, in that if you bought a bottle of beer in a German supermarket, it's not going to be a million miles. It's kind of going to be up there with the quality of this. Then you're going to be paying maybe €1, €1.50 max. So I think the future for British lager, British craft lager, is going to be keeping that quality as high as possible, hopefully as high as this, scale up the brewing process, grab bigger vessels, build bigger breweries to produce this quality lager, and then hopefully by making more of it in one batch, they can sell it for a little bit cheaper. Yeah. So the future's bright. The future's bright. My story on British lager. I'll be very quick with this. I was sat around a table of brewers many years ago in Sweden at a beer festival, and we were all a bit hungover in the morning, eating our breakfast, and I raised the question of, because I was sat around the table of brewers, and it would be rude not to ask a question, wouldn't it? And that question was, what's the future of beer? Where do you see the future of beer going? And they all said lager. So it's taken a long time. It's taken a number of years for this to come into fruition. But we're here. We're here. You can now buy really good lagers, if you so wish, in British supermarkets. I'm going to rate this. Let's have a quick look at the ingredients. So water, malted barley and wheat, yeast, hops, water. And let's get one thing clear from the start. You don't have to be posh. Forest Road Brewing Company. Posh British lager. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.